guys, welcome back to the What's the Crack podcast. Today's guest is Lovehairbylou. Woo! Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
We have a whole lot of history.
We do. We really do.
Yeah.
We really do.
To anyone who doesn't know, Lou does when my hair looks good, like if you see me with full extension, full curl, looking like all snatched, that's Lou. That's not me. Yeah. So I want to give full credit to Lou for all of that. But also, basically, when we're on set, we just have therapy sessions.
We have therapy sessions. Like, we go deep.
We do.
Yeah. I don't even know where it just out of nowhere, it'll be, step in. Okay, you need me? Okay, I need you. Yeah. All of a sudden, we're talking about life. Because it's not just on set. It's the car journey's there.
Absolutely.
The car journey's back.
Yeah, because I used to live near you.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
you used to pick me up before we'd go do photo shoots as well. Like, because
so true.
We first met. I can't remember who recommended you.
Emma, photographer.
Emma.
Yeah.
Yes.
She messaged me and she was like, I've got a job request. You know, are you interested? She's wanting like wild, huge red curls. And I was like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
So then she hooked us up. Mm. We met in Dalston.
We did. We met for a cup of coffee.
Yep. And I think just instantly it was everything. We
instantly
bonded. Yeah.
We got on really well, and then we had some trauma.
We had
common.
trauma, and we were like, okay, yeah, wow, yeah, okay, yeah, me too. Okay, great.
Literally.
Perfect.
And it was so fun though, just being able to sit down and just explain the vision, because we did something that went totally underappreciated because COVID kind of beat our buttholes, but like we did a photo for every single song.
The best thing
on that album, and they were all concepts.
Every single concept and idea that you had, I felt so excited because I was also at a place in my career where I was like, I just want to push the creativity side of things. Yeah. So when I met you, I was like, oh, you're like this. My mind is like, yes. How do we bring this to life?
But also, like on set, you weren't just like hair girl. Like you were everything.
Rick, why don't we just try this? Should we just move this here? I'll just fan her. Don't worry, I'll just fan her.
Yeah. So you've had the absolute privilege of gluing hair to my nipples.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was day one.
That was day one.
Oh my god, we were naked. I wasn't naked.
Yeah, you
were naked.
I was naked on day one of us.
On day one, and we had the window peeper.
Yes. Oh my god.
And I was like, don't turn around, Janet, because he's looking.
Yeah, because basically if you bought the album Confessional, like on the front of it, my hair's like covering my nips, and then like there's a back shot as well, but we obviously had to move all the hair back to get like full effect of all the extensions and make it look cool. So that obviously meant I was butt naked from the front.
She was like standing on a box
in a swimming pool.
Let's just explain the window peeper quickly, because it was his house. So we had rented the pool in this man's house, and Janet was standing on a box under the water, butt naked, and I was the rippler.
Yes, I was about to say you get credit for the ripples of the water.
Yeah. Go and look at the album cover because the ripples are there. They're really important.
Full credit.
So I was rippling. You were facing the other way, and I was like, "Don't look now," because he's actually the man was peeping through the window like this. Oh, not just watching.
No, he was peeping whenever I had my boobs were covered, right?
Yeah.
So that's whenever he started peeping, and you were like,
so
and then whenever I fully disrobed and had my tits out, he comes in.
Anybody need any tea?
Yeah, tea, coffee, anyone? And the worst part was like I was literally facing him because he came in the door.
That's right.
And I was like, I'm sat like arms out, inviting him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Emma was like, put your arms out because I'm gonna. Yeah, we'll just get the ripples there. Get the ripples there. So funny.
Want a cup of tea? No. I don't want a cup of tea. Why are you here?
In the pool.
In the pool.
Yes, bring me one over, please.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want when you go for a day swimming.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
It was a snowstorm.
Oh my god. Do you remember we couldn't get back up the hill?
Yeah.
We
were trying to park at his house. And the car wouldn't go up the hill to his house.
I think we were on the phone to Rick because we were coming in. We were like, no, we are here. We're just across the road. We cannot get across the ice.
Yeah, literally.
And then I've got an old school Beetle, right?
I love it.
Soft top. Great car, but it does not have snow tyres.
It's not a 4x4.
It's not a 4x4.
Yeah.
So we were like slowly creeping. You were filming it.
Yes, I did.
You were like, really sorry, Lou, but I've just got to catch this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that vlog ever made it out of the system files. It did.
think
Oh,
it
sick.
did.
Oh,
Yeah.
wicked.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there's
Yeah.
been a few times where I've done this thing where I'll film everything.
Everything.
And then I forget to edit it. Which,
No, it did.
Which is
You did.
beautiful.
Put the link in the description.
Link in bio. But that was how we started working together, and then we started doing even more shits together. And
I think if we didn't bond over nipples, there'd have been a problem. Right?
well, you've seen way worse since
I've
that.
seen a lot more.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I have.
it just got to the point on set because I was so comfortable with you and Emma that it was just like
Whatever.
I just
Yeah.
derobed all the time.
Yeah. And
All of
also,
the
I
time.
think when you work in my industry, it's just normal.
It's normal.
But I forget that it's not normal for some people.
No,
So,
same,
like,
same.
yeah.
Because I'll be doing things where like I'll need to basically like going to the doctor the other day, right? Okay, like if someone wants me to whap a tit out for something, I'm fine. It's chill. I have no I'm not precious over my body. Although if someone I was on a first date with wanted to, I'd be like, oh my god, what do you take me for? I would never.
So true.
But with anybody else,
But
like
Dr. Jones asked me to do it, and I'm like, hi.
yeah, the funniest thing happened because I was getting my ECG or EKG, whatever it is, but get my heart monitored.
Oh yeah, your heart.
And I turned up and I like I wasn't wearing a bra, okay, because my boobs defy gravity because they're fake, right?
So I told you to take your top off.
yes. And I had to look this lovely old woman in the face and say, I am not wearing a bra. Not for my own benefit, for hers, because she seemed precious, right? So I was like, I'm not wearing a bra. And she's like, her face. She was, she couldn't believe it.
What are you doing?
What do you mean you're not wearing? I was like, I'm so sorry. Anyway, so I ended up she was like, so, and I was like, what do you want to, like, I was like, I don't mind, like, we can,
It's fine.
it's
You can
fine.
still test.
You can,
My heart's there.
Yeah, I didn't mind. And she's like, oh, well, if you take your top off and you just put it over them. And I was
So
like,
funny.
I appreciate the concern, but it's absolutely
Yeah.
chill.
You have a pair of breasts also.
Yeah,
No?
I know, right? It was
So
just trying to
funny.
make it awkward. And then I also went to film a music video with these, I think I've mentioned them before. I did a video with the Wood brothers, and they're very sweet, lovely guys. But it was the day where I had to basically strip into a nude coloured thong
Okay.
and get my body painted gold.
Oh my god, amazing.
Yeah, so only nude thong, only nipple covers. The rest of me is painted gold. And they were very like, blah, blah, blah.
Don't know where to look.
Trying to be protective
yeah.
over it. And it was
So
really
you can
sweet.
just still talk to me and look in my face.
Yeah, they got over that one pretty quick because we'd already done Saint of the Sinners, where again,
yeah.
butt ass naked.
Yeah.
Same
You
thing.
enjoy being naked, huh?
Right?
Is that-
Not. I would never do it
freeing.
now.
What have they done to you?
What have they
What have
done
they
to you?
done?
Oh, I love that comment. That's my fave.
What have they done?
What have they
to
done?
you?
I
What
love
have they
it.
done?
But like, it was so fine then. But I would never do
Yeah.
a video like that
It's funny, isn't it?
because if I couldn't paint myself gold now,
Yeah,
I got double D's working with. It just
yeah,
doesn't feel
yeah.
artistic. It
It's
just
true.
feels-
It's funny, isn't it? Sizing of, but I just think that's just sexualization.
It is. No, it fully
Sadly,
is. But
yeah.
like, the reason why I felt like I could get away with it was because, like, I don't know, for some reason, like, flat chested things are like more appreciated artistically.
I know what
and-
you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was chill, but no, I would never do it again.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Yeah. You won't be painting your body gold.
No, no,
But it
thanks.
is funny because on set there would be times that like you would be laying on the floor in like the most awkward position, and I'd be like, Emma, I think that like if she was like a bit more curled up, and like hold on a second, Jenna, I'm just gonna move your nipple.
Yeah.
Go in there
Go
and be like,
straight.
just move, and Rick would be like, yeah, makes all the difference. That whole nipple angle changes everything.
Yeah, but it's so true though. But it's not weird.
No,
until
yeah.
Someone makes it weird.
Until yes.
Kind of like in those work environments, if someone's like, "Is it okay if?" And I get it's
It's
coming from
true.
such a good place.
I guess imagine we went into an office and I just started like pulling people's boobs up, just
yeah.
fixing their
Oh,
tops.
your
They'd
top
be
would
like,
look
"You
really
doing?"
good if you just yanked your titties up.
And it really would, but also it would be really odd.
Yeah, but on set you can do that kind of stuff.
That's true.
Like absolutely,
So we've definitely bonded over nudity.
exactly.
And
But our car rides is where it all started.
It's true.
Like
Car rides and our conversations about boys.
we do bond over boys.
We definitely bond over boys.
Because I think it's fair to say we both make bad choices.
Oh my gosh. I make great choices. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 wonderful children.
They
and
are
great
beautiful
choices.
though. Oh my
They are
God.
beautiful. They are very beautiful children. I'm very blessed. But I make very bad choices when it comes to boys. And I'm learning not to. anymore.
Yeah.
Up until about maybe like 6 weeks ago,
This is a new leaf she's turned over, guys. That's
For now.
brave. That's brave
Brave,
claiming
right?
that, because I haven't even claimed that yet. Because
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get rid of all my daddy issues one
yeah.
person at a time.
I know, but I'm 35. Like, I have to turn over the leaf at some point.
You
know?
don't look 35 though, right? I know.
Really? Still, after 5 years?
Yeah, of working together. No, you don't look your age.
Yeah.
Because I remember you telling me your age whenever we first met.
And you were like,
I was
"What?"
like,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah,
And you were
that's fair.
explaining that at the time you were taking like your kids to school and people were like,
yeah,
almost
are
looking
the
at you like a teen
babysitter?
mum.
Yeah, totally. Like, I mean, I still get that now. Even if I'm like, yeah, I'm 35, I've got 2 kids. And they're like, did you have them when you were 11?
yeah.
I'm like, no, I just had them 35. No, I don't believe you. You must have had them when you were 11. No, I didn't. Because I've got a 10-year-old, so that's why people are more. Yeah,
Oh.
I know, and an 8-year-old. But I think that aside, I'm like, yeah, I definitely know I look like, I don't know, 25.
Have you
At
ever had
Carnival.
Botox?
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
But I wanted Botox way sooner.
Mm.
Like when I was 30, I was like, I really want it because my Irish dad, has got the Irish
Oh, the bride.
lines.
I know.
Yeah.
They're coming from me, guys.
And so many. Then I'm not. I love my dad. But you know the lines. I had them from like 24, and I was like, I should do something about it. But this like stigma behind Botox, you know, I was just like, oh. Anyway, I saw sense and got Botox like 6 months ago, and it was the best thing I've ever done.
Fair. My mum got it once.
Did she?
No, but for the funniest reason. Oh my god, right. So we were in Ireland filming or recording the album, right? And my mum decided to come down to the studio. It was a really sweetly wholesome moment. My mum just watching everything kind of unfold because she never gets to be involved because
Really
it's over
proud.
here.
Yeah, of course.
So she came down and it was really lovely. But I just looked at her and I was like, what's different, Mum? Something's different. Something's not right here. Like, what's going on? You look amazing, but like, not that you don't always look amazing, but like something's happened. And
What's
she's like,
happened?
I had to get the Botox. And I was like, what do you mean? No,
Get
Mummy,
the
you don't
Botox.
have to get the Botox. Like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, jeez, sir, you know the sweats. Sweat bees dripping off me.
It's life changing.
Yeah.
When you've got bangs,
Oh my god, yeah.
I can have a fresh fringe for 3 days now.
Exactly.
It's great and work out.
She's the same. She has her wee fringe,
Yeah.
and my mum's hair
And
is
it's
so
like
curly.
curly.
She has full on ringlets, like
Yeah.
Irish ringlets.
Oh.
So if she always wears her hair straight, or she doesn't anymore, but she did for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And she
So
just
she'd
like
just
have
have
the wee
root-
ringlets.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, Patricia, I'm so sorry.
I love that. I'm going to tell everybody I had to get the Botox.
Yeah, just use the sweat excuse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I own it. I don't really care. I'm like, anything with the face, I'm quite like, oh.
I'm a fear of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I went to a great lady. She's a midwife. That's what made me I justified
Do you
it to
want to
myself.
slide her number on over
I
here?
definitely
Thank
will.
you.
Not that you need it. But
Oh, I'm gonna get it. It's my
yeah.
28th this year, you know.
yeah, I kind of was like, should I have done it pre-30 maybe? But
No.
it's just
You were
made me feel
fine.
so much. I was, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, also I don't want to look 20. Do you know what I mean? Like a 20-year-old mum of a 10-year-old. It would be odd. But
No. I went to get a consultation with this amazing woman.
Yeah.
And you know she's good because she comes in and you're like, I wouldn't know you've had anything done. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And she looked so fresh faced.
Yeah, love that.
So she did the thing because I wanted to. In my head, I was going to get under eye, like a teardrop
Yeah.
filler,
Yeah.
because my under eyes have always I just get the lines all the time, always lines.
I
Makes my
can't see them.
concealer bubble.
But it's when you're concealer. For you, it's what you notice.
It's what
isn't
I
it?
notice, and
Yeah.
it's just a thing. And she's like, no, I wouldn't do that. And she was also basically just like, you know, I don't think you need Botox.
Yeah.
She was straight up. She was like, I don't think
I
you
love
need it.
people like that.
Yeah.
Who are just like, I'll be really honest.
Yeah.
Not, I'm going to sell you something.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
she's like, the only thing I'd recommend for you and your face is getting filler in your cheeks so that it lifts your face up.
Yeah.
Because as I've gotten older, my face just gets thinner. Just constantly getting thinner.
You've got such a great face.
Oh, it's just annoying because I don't want to have like cheekbones
I
and
don't think
stuff.
you
like,
need anything,
so,
personally.
But I don't know. I'm afraid of filler because it like mutates and
Me
goes weird
too.
places.
I'm afraid of things being like put in. For me, the reason I was okay with Botox, I would just like to make a disclaimer that nobody needs Botox.
Nobody needs it.
I chose to have it
Yeah.
because it was something that I was forever conscious of, especially when through lockdown I was on camera all the time filming
Yes.
myself because I couldn't do anybody else's hair. So
Oh my God,
I have hair, so I was like, I'll do videos for
Yeah.
people. So I was filming myself and I was just fully, I was like, it's a fine line between becoming really vain and being like, okay, this is one tiny tweak I would like to make, and then I'll feel okay, like, about things. And I left it for a good 3-4 years before I decided to get it done. But for me, I think the freezing of the muscle is different to inputting stuff in,
weird stuff in your face.
But equally,
absolutely.
no judgment to anybody that does it. It's just
not
for me.
I don't understand.
But you
people
don't
who
need
judge it
like that.
Nah, I just don't know if I'd want filler, because if it mutates or transports itself, I'd be like, I'd just look like a Cheshire cat or something, and I'd be like really upset. But I would still get Botox though, because I've inherited my mother's over expressive face. Yeah, so,
same. But that's why I got microdose, because I could still have expressions. Do you like my frown?
Imagine, like, I'm actually having a really good time.
I'm really upset right now.
Really
with
excited.
My children are like, are you angry, or are you just look weird?
No, I don't know. Like, I'm quite open-minded when it comes to that kind of stuff. Always have been, but for some reason people never perceived me that way. I think because like my image was always like earthly. Earthy, kind of all this kind of stuff. So whenever I got my boobs done, people were freaking out.
Like, who even are you?
Yeah, no, they genuinely had a massive identity crisis over boobs. Can you imagine? It was they're just boobs. Your tits.
It's funny, isn't it? Like, it's almost like, it's so silly, but even like on a micro scale with me online with pink hair, if I dare to not have pink hair,
my God,
some of my followers freak out. I'm like,
chillax.
I'm just Lou in East London, like, not just minding my own business, but no, you're not. You're Lou with the pink hair. I'm like, oh, okay.
So did you get like an insight into influencer life in that regard, like whenever you're editing stuff and you get the self-conscious, you get
totally
over analytical over yourself?
I mean, that was me. Even putting myself online was a massive step for me, because I grew up having a huge image crisis about myself. Like, I had body dysmorphia, I had an eating disorder from the age of about 14, maybe 13, up until maybe 8 years ago, actually, probably even less. And so me liking myself enough, is how I put it, to like myself on camera and not critique myself on camera was major. So then when I did do it, I then had to really have a conversation with myself about ignoring anything negative that people said. But it's so much easier said than done.
So easier said than done. People are like, just shut your fucking laptop.
Like, how about just don't film yourself? Or I'm like, okay. Or it's so hard not to read it. And even if you're reading it and you're just like, whatever, like, it sits there. And then you're like,
kind of, I think what it does is it plants itself in the back of your head.
Yeah.
And then
grows.
It sprouts when you're the most insecure.
Yes, entirely.
It just comes out.
And everybody's insecure on so many different levels, but I think it's different when you are someone who's suffered something or you've been through something and it triggers. So you're like, okay, it's cool. Like, I'm this age. I'm cool. I'm comfortable with myself now. I feel like I've got my own identity. I'm cool. But, it only takes for one person to be like, why are you wearing that? And I'll be like retreating right back into my hole. See you later. Bye.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you had eating disorder, like 13, 14.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things we bonded.
It literally was. In Costa, actually.
In Costa, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you told me your whole concept and I was like, oh my God, you're speaking to me. I never really spoke about it. Like, I have a pocket full of people that I've spoken about it to in my life. And I don't know, it's something that I didn't really realise controlled my entire life until after I had children, actually. I knew it was an issue because I spoke to the man who I had children with. He was a wonderful support at the time for that, that safe space. My issue really was not, I just didn't eat. I just didn't have a very good relationship with food, because for me, food meant my body changes. Yeah. And, I could eat, but it would have to be in my very comfortable surrounding. I would never step foot in a McDonald's, KFC. It just wouldn't. I felt And the reason I wouldn't is not because I judged anybody. Like I think I'm the least judgmental person.
Yeah.
I'm open to anyone and everything, and I accept people for who they are. But I felt like people, even if somebody was sat in a restaurant in McDonald's stuffing their face with 3 Big Macs, I would think they were looking at me thinking I was fat for ordering fries. And that to me was the idea of that was like, what the hell? Like,
But it makes sense in your brain at the time.
Oh my God.
That's what people
Yeah.
don't get.
I mean, honestly, even still now it makes sense in my brain.
Yeah, I realized the other day I still had a leftover from my eating disorder, which was I was walking with a friend and I think we bought something to eat in the shop or whatever. And they're like, are you not going to eat it? Like, you know, the car's like 20 minutes away. And I was like, no, I can't walk and eat.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone will think
Everyone's
I'm so I lack so much self-control that I
Self-control.
can't even wait to sit down and eat my food.
So sad, isn't it? Yeah.
You're like, what? That doesn't
Who
make
is this
any
voice?
sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It doesn't, there's no logic in it whatsoever.
No.
And I used to have these weird rules where if I was ordering a croissant, I couldn't have a mocha. It was either you have the mocha or you have the croissant. You cannot have both. That's too many calories for breakfast and stuff.
Mad, isn't it?
It's so bizarre.
It's so sad. And actually, the thing that changed that for me, because I still struggle, if somebody's like, oh, let's just grab McDonald's after a night out, I'm like, does it have to be there? I'll eat it, don't get me wrong, and I'll walk in there, but the internal me is like, oh my God, this is really hard.
Yeah.
You know, but okay, we can do it. You and I
push
have
yourself.
to actually talk to myself.
Yeah.
Even though I'm the most comfortable I've ever been with my body, and I don't care about my stomach not being perfect and flat. I feel good about myself, and that's that, because I feel good, not because I need somebody else to make me feel good.
Yeah.
Right? Which was kind of the follow-on from having that, being in the dancing world and whatever. I think then...
Yeah, because you haven't said about the dancing world. You danced.
I danced, yeah. That was my whole life. Like, I just literally from the age of 3, that was who I was all the way through school. I did like lyrical contemporary dancing, and it was just my life. It brings me to life. When I'm on stage, I'm brought to life. But that all kind of came to a head when I didn't get into the company I wanted to get into, and I guess the fact that I was just, there were so many other factors, the things that had happened in my life. I'd lost my best friend growing up. He had tragically passed away, and that was really awful and impacted me a lot more than I'd realised.
Yeah.
My mum and dad had broken up, and there were just so many different factors that I was like, you know what, I'm the eldest. I've just got to have this, you know, I've got to sort life out. I've got to know what I'm doing. I'm not going to uni, so because I'm not dancing, so I'm definitely not studying anymore, because dancing was my study. You know, if I see people from school, they're literally like, oh my God, like you must be like famous for being a dancer. I'm like, no. And then I'm like, have I failed?
Oh yeah,
I know I haven't,
you make it
but
your
it's
identity.
And it's that thing that we were saying before about being forced to choose an identity at an age that you're like, pull out what you're good at and just go with it. And it's like, okay,
Go with it forever.
Yeah,
because I had whenever I had one of my mental breakdowns, I quit music for like 3 days. And I almost needed to do that in the weirdest way. Like, obviously it wasn't great and I shouldn't have done it and all that kind of stuff, but it really pointed out to me that I wasn't in music because it was the thing I was told I should do.
Yes.
And that because in my head it was like, you're only in music because like it's the only thing you're like decent at, and that's all people know you for, and that's like literally your whole identity. But do you even like music, or are you having a good time? Do you enjoy it? Blah blah blah. So in those 3 days of quitting, I realized, because in my head I was moving back to Ireland and stuff, and I was like, oh sure, I know such and such up the road, he plays guitar, and your man over there, he's in a band, and like we could go and we could write some songs and we could make some music and do some gigs. And I was like, babes, you're still doing music. You've
run away from it, but you're still doing it, so it's kind of the thing you should be doing.
Yeah, but it hit home that it was like, no, like you do it because you like it, you love it. It's your thing, and it's not that it's been forced upon you.
Yeah, it's exactly that. I feel like that with my job now. Like so the thing that saved me, honestly, I think from the mental side of the disorder was having a daughter, because I had her, my body changed entirely after having her. After I had my son, I just looked like I wasn't even pregnant.
You were just a wee elastic
Yeah,
band.
tiny, just snapped right back in. After I had her, everything changed, and I was like, okay, I do not want her to grow up feeling the way I've ever felt.
Oh my God,
She's gonna have things, she's gonna have weight, she's gonna carry different things in her mind, but if I can give her anything, it's gonna not be my trauma.
Yeah, but so many mothers do it.
Yeah,
Oh
and I
my
think they
God.
do it just without even
They're not
thinking and not
conscious.
knowing.
They're not aware that that's even happening at all whatsoever. Because like, I remember I was dating this guy and I went to his parents' house, and I'd just gone on a trip and I'd put on like loads of weight, like 5 kilograms in a week. That's how much I ate, dude. I was living the dream.
So
I was living
the dream.
Yeah. So I came back, and then over dinner I'd mentioned that. I was like, oh, you know, I've put on 5 kilograms. And she's like, oh, you know, what are you going to do? Like, she was really like, oh God, you'll have to work. So, and I was like, it's fine. It's chill.
It's just a fact. I'm happy about it.
It'll fall off eventually, because I'm not going to be eating 3,000, 4,000 calories every day in my regular life. But from even just getting to know that woman, the brief time that I knew her, like, she had so much issues with eating. And it's happened so many times when I've met older women that they just like carry this. Yeah. Though that generation have been on a diet since they were 14.
Yeah, literally.
They've never not been on a diet.
Slim Fast and Slimming World is like, you know,
the Atkins diet. All of those diets when they first came out, they've always been on one. Yeah. And I think that's a terrifying concept. Like, imagine going your whole life on a diet.
Yeah. But I can see how it's so easily done. And also this concept of not enjoying living. Yeah. Like, I think that's really what triggered in my mind. I was like, I want to enjoy living. I want to enjoy my children. I want to work hard. I want to work out, but you just got to find your vice and find your thing so that something isn't then taking over. And I started to notice, even as like a 2-year-old, my daughter was, you know, she's mixed race, so she's conscious that she's different. And I noticed her looking at herself in the mirror, or being like, oh, mummy, I want your hair, or mummy, I don't want to be like me. And I was like, okay, everything that I do now, that I do in the mirror, I'm now aware of, because I have 2 little mirrors watching me.
Yeah, and they see what you do.
Exactly.
Consciously or unconsciously, they pick that up.
So I was like, okay, this is going to change. And it changed from then. And then it slowly, I set up the hair business when I was pregnant with Noah, because I was like, I don't want to work for somebody else anymore. I want to do my own thing. I'm going to push forward. And really, through the last 10 years, because I'm in my 10th year of having Lovehairbylou. I know.
Oh my God.
Exciting, right?
That's amazing.
In that, I've really learned what I love and what I don't love. And I'm like, I love the fact that I get to be creative, do what I want to do. Like, you know, and not even just about being freelance or working for myself. It's that I get to pick at a different part of my brain that I don't get to pick at every day. I'm not Mum Lou. I'm not just Lou the friend. I'm not just Lou with pink hair. I'm Lou, this person who can bring somebody's idea to life. Yeah. And it's like that, for me, fulfills me with all the things I need to be fulfilled with, to feel like, yes, this is what I'm doing.
So how did you even get into hair? Because I know you told me about you working in Sports Direct.
Yeah. Oh my God, JD Sports.
Was it JD Sports?
JD.
Oh.
It's worse than Sports Direct. Jesus. So yeah, my career started as I was a part-timer in JD Sports. It was horrendous. Yeah. And I got fast-tracked on a training course, became a store manager very quickly, very young, way too young. But it kind of like fast-tracked everything. I was given all these like amazing tips to manage your life, manage a shop, manage all of these things. So I ran with it, took those skills, went to work for Monsoon on Oxford Street. I was a manager there. But then I quickly became a personal stylist as soon as that position became available. I was like, oh. So I really enjoyed that. But obviously Monsoon, anybody who knows me, I don't dress like anybody from Monsoon. No. So no. I was like, okay, this is cool for now. Then I left and worked for a luxury bridal company. And I was like, this is, I like parts of this, but I also hated parts of it because it was all very competitive, it was all commission based. And
you may as well be selling the car at that point.
Literally. And I was like, okay, this is what I don't like. And at this point in my life, I was 23, and I was like, okay, I've established what I like and what I don't like. And then I got poached back by Monsoon, went back temporarily, got pregnant. And then
Up
up
boy.
the duff.
What age are you?
24.
Fair.
Yeah. And then I, on maternity leave, was like, I love to work and I like to be busy.
Yes.
Like, I like to keep active. And not because of any trauma.
You're
just
not running from
enjoy
anything.
it.
You're
No,
just having a good time.
I just enjoy it. And I just like to keep my mind busy.
Mhm.
So I set up, I'd never done hair before, ever.
That's what I was trying to get at. I was like, when did you actually start doing hair?
No, I'd never done it before. I'm entirely self-taught. So everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never trained. I don't know, lots of people might be like, okay then. But
Well, no, it doesn't. Because, like, if you've seen any of my hair photos, you take one look at our Instagram, you'll realise. So,
oh, thanks. I think I've always had a natural flair for it because I danced. So we always
you're
had to
used
have good
that.
hair.
Yeah.
I have 2 younger sisters, one whom would never let me do her hair, the other was happy for me to.
Mhm.
I had lots of friends with afro hair, and just growing up I just knew it was something I enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
So then when I was pregnant I was like, oh, I liked working in bridal. I liked that element of it, not the competitive side. So I pulled it all together and I was like, oh, I'll be a bridal hairstylist. I mean, I literally was
Bada
sat on
bing,
the
bada
sofa
boom.
one day when I was 8 months pregnant and I was like, why not?
Sure.
And I came up with like 3 different names, and I sent my friends some name options, and they were like, "You're not joking. Like you're actually setting
doing
this up."
this?
And I was like, "Yeah." And my surname is Leaves, right?
Mm.
So I was like playing around. I was like, "Okay, great. I'm going to be the golden leaf hairstylist." And my friends were like, "That is disgusting." I was like, "I love it. It's my favorite."
Yeah.
And then the next day, I came up with Lovehairbylou, and it stuck.
And it just kind
That's
of rolls off, though.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it? Lovehairbylou.
yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, I spent a year doing weddings. I did my first wedding when my son was 3 weeks old. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, but he came along. He was like asleep.
You're young,
He
you're
just, like,
sprightly.
sleep. Yeah, whatever.
What was your, what was like, sorry, this is a total derail, but like, was your, like, a long labour, or did you
Oh my
just
God,
have
no, I didn't have a, but my labours were great. Both labours were great. I had a water birth for both.
Right.
And the whole time, I think this was like the control freak in me that was like, I have to have a water birth. So I don't want any pain relief. I want to really like,
I want a raw dog.
I
this.
want to prove to the world that I can do this. They were 7 hours and 4 hours, but that was like from start to finish. That wasn't like, I wasn't like pushing for 7 hours. Like,
So when you got to the hospital, say when you're like 5 centimeters
yeah,
dilated or
when I
something.
first got to the hospital with my son, they were like, oh, you're only 4 centimeters. You need, they were like, you're just 4 centimeters. You need to go and come back. And I was like, okay, great. Also, he was back to back, which means he was laying on a nerve in my spine.
Great.
So I felt like he was coming out of my bum.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, okay, is he going to come out of my bum? Because if I leave here and he comes out of my bum,
It's your fault.
I'm suing you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So luckily they gave me these exercises where you're like on your hands and knees, like rolling. I don't even know what I was doing, but
You're just going with it.
yeah. And I managed to turn him. And when I got back, they let me go in the water. And I was like, I mean, honestly, I think I was great in labour. I was having cups of tea. I was having
Oh
like
my days.
toast. And in between a contraction would come, and I was like, had a bit of gas and air. So I was like, everybody shh.
Yeah, don't
And then I'd
fucking
go back to it.
speak to me.
Yeah. But then I was like, full conversation. My mum now works in like a maternity unit. But at the time, she was like, she's fascinated. She loves tiny babies. But my mum I was in this like birthing pool. The lighting was really calm and it was lovely. And the kid's dad was right there, right in front
Real
of me.
noises.
Yeah, I mean, no, almost music.
Yeah.
He's a music producer, so he was like playing his stuff. I was like, okay, this is great. And he was in front of me. I was like, okay, this is great. And my mum was behind me, being like, "Darling, you're doing a great job. You're doing." And I was like, "Mum, can you move from my bum hole? You can see my entire bum." And she was like, "It's fine. Okay."
Yeah, you're
And
like,
then-
you can see what I had for dinner, babes.
Right.
Go away.
Literally, I was like, "Mum, please, like, I know I'm naked about to give birth, but please, until the baby's coming out, just come here."
Yeah.
So then she's come to the side, and then all I've heard is while I'm like deep breathing, I've heard someone say, "It's okay, sweetheart." And I was like, "Mum, please stop calling me sweetheart." And my mum was like, "That was the midwife." Sorry.
Oh my god.
But yeah, they were pretty like good labours considering. I'd do it again. That
Would you
means
have another baby?
I think I would. I mean, yeah, I'm cutting it fine, but like I'm at a stage where I didn't plan either of my children, so I didn't really enjoy the pregnancy, either of them.
Yeah.
They were kind of like surprises. I was like super happy, but it was like, shit, what are we gonna do? But the other people involved weren't the happiest. It was kind of a bit of a shock, and it was like, oh my god. And so I think I would love the opportunity to plan a baby,
So just to be
plan
like,
a pregnancy,
yeah,
and
just,
enjoy that.
yeah.
But equally, I'm so blessed to have my 2 children. So
They're very cute.
thanks.
And also the fact that you're like so good with hair.
Oh yeah, and they're both mixed race. So my son has dreadlocks. So
Nice.
one other thing that like a dream in my life is to have a salon just specializing in dreadlocks. Like,
Oh, sick. Yeah.
But like a place that's like a place of tranquility, somewhere that you can come and have your locks done and feel like, because for me, dreadlocks are a spiritual journey in someone, right?
All the research in
And
it,
the fact that I'm part of someone's journey means so much to me. So if they could come somewhere that's really like tranquil and beautiful and leave with this feeling of like, oh my God, like euphoria as part of the
absolutely.
spiritual journey, that's the dream.
that, or even just starting a curly hair salon.
I know.
Because there's so many salons like, we cut curly, and
Yeah,
you're like, no, you don't.
You
don't
blow
have a
dry it
clue.
straight and then you cut it. Yeah. I know.
Oh, it
I know.
pains me, and I only have like wavy hair, like
I
although
know.
I let it dry the other day naturally.
And it's curly
It's ringlets.
because your mummy has ringlets.
My mummy has ringlets. Your girl's got ringlets.
You've
It was
got
so weird. They're like little tubular ringlets. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I
know.
never see you guys.
Yeah,
What's
it's funny,
up?
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny when you get used to something, you're like, well, it's just what my hair does. Well, no. When you treat it the way your curls want to be treated,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, hello, moisture.
Yeah, no, I just have made the big frizzy waves my
I mean, it
thing.
suits you though.
Yeah, and also
does,
I'm
it
really
works.
lazy. So
Yeah,
it's like takes me 20 minutes to do it, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
that's you for another week.
But it works.
Yeah.
That's you for another week.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god, don't ask me to wash my hair more than once a week.
No, God, no. And also, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't do it.
Top tip, you should wash your hair once a week.
Oh, I know so many people though that just are
Every
so
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like, I can't change.
My hair's just so greasy, and I just don't know why. Oh, it's because you wash your hair every day.
Yeah, you need to take a break.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. Even though I used to be so gross, I used to be training in the gym like 6 days a week.
And not wash your hair.
No, it was sweaty, it was gross, it was full with dry shampoo and VO5 volumizer.
But that's why it grows so quickly.
Yeah, no, it is fair. It's so damaged. Don't look at my hair. Like it's awful. Like, please don't judge me. So, 3-week-old.
Yeah, he's a 3-week-old.
You had the baby.
Yeah, I just breastfed him, put him in the sling, did the wedding, and left.
Oh, you took the baby.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, at that stage, he was practically still in my vagina. So,
Yeah, he's attached.
yeah. But it was fine. It was fine. I mean, I'm not saying like everyone should go out and just work, but that was my first wedding, and then I had a break. But what it allowed me to do is be like, yeah, actually, this is something I want to do. And then, you know, I enjoyed him, and I didn't just go out to work. I enjoyed time with him and that time as a new mum, but I was able to...
You just want to test the waters.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely something I'm going to do. So, and then it quickly spiraled. I joined lots of different groups and like wedding groups and Facebook, and started doing shoots, and then got recommended by different people. And then, you know, just sat watching YouTube videos while he was asleep, or just all these different things, and then just brushed up on my skills that way.
Yeah.
And then about 4 years in, I started doing more creative stuff, so away from weddings. And it's a funny thing with the hair industry and the beauty industry, because if you do bridal, you're basically X'd out of doing anything else.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Yeah,
For
like
a
the
lot of
editorial, the editorial world are quite like bridal, like they turn their nose up at it. But it makes me laugh because on set, you have to do someone's hair to make it look amazing for the instant image, but for a bride, you have to make it last all day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why are you turning your nose up? Obviously, you have to be a better hairstylist. Sorry to anybody that works in editorial. You don't have to be a better hairstylist, but you have to be skilled enough to do that, right?
You basically have to be able to do your job.
Right.
You know.
And so it was a very, very hard thing. At first, I thought, okay, I'm going to have a separate page for editorial stuff and a separate bridal. It was just too much.
You just can't. Just like make people accept that you're multifaceted.
Right.
Because that was the same with me when I started doing YouTube stuff. That was more than just like music.
Yeah.
people were like, oh my god, I just came here for the music. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I'm having a fucking good time.
Yeah.
Making some funny videos and just chilling out.
Yeah.
Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
If you can't
It's
accept
funny,
that it's
isn't
more
it?
than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like a big joke because it's like, you know, like I just started the whole TikTok thing and just was
Yeah.
posting only
Yeah.
stupid videos.
And people are like, where's your music?
No, people didn't know I did music.
Oh my,
So
what?
I had to be like, hey guys, I'm like,
By the way, I'm actually kind of talented at this,
well,
as well as being funny.
it was more just like, hey guys, like, so I actually have a real job.
That's so
and
funny.
It's music.
Yeah.
I don't do this full time.
But
Like,
people are also like, you should, because you are jokes. on
ugh,
TikTok.
I'm not that funny, but I just have fun with it. So it's like,
Yes.
if people can't accept that you do multiple things,
Yeah, it's hard. I think it's just hard changing that layer, but we did it.
but you
And
do both.
Yeah, I do. And I love it because now the people that I work with, like yourself and other artists or other people, it's great because it works around what I do as a single parent.
Yeah.
And and I'm able to book in my weddings, and as much as I love doing weddings,
Yeah.
I also hate them. So it's like
A give and take. Yeah. My favorite was another artist friend of mine who I used to live with, Grace.
Yep.
So particular about her hair.
Yeah.
She, like, I've never met a woman who knows more about her own hair and what
Yep.
she wants from
Yeah.
it, and she's amazing at it, right?
Yeah.
And she was doing a shoot, and obviously I recommended you, and she's like, no, I don't know, like, if she'll be able to do it. You know, she always went to the same person to do her hair, and I was
Yeah.
like, just give her a shot. Just talk to her and see what you think.
Yeah.
And literally, she was over the moon.
She was. It was
She
so
was
funny
over the moon.
because Rick had actually said, yeah, I've been trying to get you with Grace for like every single time I'd seen you at every shoot. He was like, I'm still talking to Grace. And I was like, just tell her to call me. Like,
Yes.
we'll be fine.
Have a convo.
And then we had that one shoot and she's like, I think there's a video of her and she's like, love her.
Yes.
Actually, I said to Rick, I was like, oh my God, thank God.
Yeah, I felt like a proud mom because we were on set that day.
That's
it
right.
was a
You were
dual
laying
shoot.
on the floor with
Yes.
like, what are they called? The cereal.
Oh,
in your
cereal in my hair. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yep,
just a normal day.
It was a dual shoot, and she was sat there, and she was like, "Okay, yeah." She looked in the mirror for the first time, and we were all like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah, because wasn't it something really specific as well? It was like
6 millimeter
6
barrel.
millimeters. Yeah, like this number was like thrown around that it's like this.
And it was
specific
also
thing.
like 2 days before the shoot that Rick was like, just also, actually, I think it was Kat was like, do you have a 6 millimeter barrel? And I was like, that's really fucking specific. Yeah, because that's all Grace uses. And I was like, I've got every other size, but
But I
not
don't have that. Yeah.
So I was like, don't worry, I'll find one. I got 2 sent to me that day. I contacted 2 different agencies. I was like, can you do this? Can you send this down? And they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure. Biked it over, turned up at the on set, and she was like, wow, you're amazing. And I was
Yeah,
like, yeah.
I'm a wizard. Yeah.
I said I got 2.
So it is one of those things, though, just like literally that you are just amazing at it.
Oh,
Like
thanks.
even people that are particular,
Yeah.
like Grace, and like fair enough, she knows what she wants. Like you can smash that.
You know what? I think it is a lot of the time because I think about how amazing I am all the time.
Obviously.
No. Like everyone can be great at something. And I wouldn't even say, no way am I the best at what I do. But I think because I listen to people and I'm like, okay, so you're particular about this. Like one of the biggest parts of my jobs with most people is making them feel like the best versions of themselves.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you don't like. I know exactly. I could write it down and be like, yep, okay, so avoid doing this. Shall I tell you what you don't like?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Hit me.
okay. You don't like your curls to be too tight because
Yes.
they look too ringlety and you look way too Irish.
Oh,
And
because
you're-
I just look like
I
little
just
Bo
look-
Peep. Yeah.
You like volume at the root, at the crown, at the front and at the back.
Yes. The whole thing.
Full dimensional, whether it's your hair, whether it's clip-ins, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just know your body language. I know certain areas of yourself that you don't love.
Mm-hmm.
So just from watching you taking a photo or being like, okay, I can see when you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
On set, I'm like, yeah, she doesn't like that. Let's change that. Or it'll be like, we'll be watching you being shot and I'll say to Rick, she's not good. And I'll bring over an apple.
Yeah.
For the apple.
Oh my god, the apple, the famous apple. Yeah.
The famous apple. And I think I'm like, don't I tell you to fuck off in a video?
Yes. Yeah. The whole works.
Yeah.
You know.
But like, I think it's that. I think that's why when I work with someone,
Your intuition.
it's that like I don't bond with everyone, of course, but I think it's the next level of, okay, somebody's comfortable with me to be like, oh yeah, you don't like that, that's fine.
Yeah, but some people aren't like that. Because
Yeah.
I've been on
Yeah.
sets for a certain show. And no shade on, like, I think his name's Steven, because he was great, the guy that actually was our hair person that year. It was more when I was on external sets doing external shoots for like certain magazines and stuff. And the hair people were just like this attitude of like, I know best.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I have to go out there and pose and try and act like I'm comfortable.
Yeah. And right now I look like a prick.
Yeah, like I mean, there was a few times where I was like, guys, I don't know what you've just done.
And I think that's the thing. Like, as soon as you have someone that's like, I know best in any area, it's like, chill. You don't actually.
Yeah.
I mean, the world of the internet has taught us all that we do not know best, because I thought I knew how to put a bin liner into a bin until yesterday I saw on TikTok that somebody was like, squeeze the bin bag from the end to the top and put it in like a sword. And I was like, what? That doesn't work. So
What?
Yeah. Get a bin bag.
Yeah.
You know, normally you fluff it open.
Yeah,
you're
fluff
trying
it,
to tuck
put it in.
No. Go to the end of the bin liner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the closed end.
Closed end.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Squeeze it.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it along.
Like a little
So
sausage.
it's a sword.
Yeah.
So it's a bin bag sword.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in your bin. And you open it. Yeah. Yeah. See,
I hate
I thought
living.
I knew best too, but TikTok knows better.
No, it's true. I've learned so much from TikTok.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Like I
Same. Life hacks.
it's like one of my favorite apps though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I live for it, you know. It's great. It, like, I don't know, I hate the fact that it told me I was things before I knew I was them.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
Because I used to get really frustrated. It used to throw BPD videos at me all the time. It used to throw ADHD videos at me all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, shut
Like,
up.
are you listening?
Yeah.
Are you listening?
Yeah, well, then it ended up, when I actually went to see a psychiatrist, they were like,
Yeah.
BPD, bipolar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Siri was like,
ADHD.
I told you.
Yeah, like literally the phone's just like, know everything. It's like
yeah.
it follows your
Yeah.
screen watching patterns or something.
No. Right. We'll get into this in a minute because I'm so excited to tell you about
theories with...
No, that aside. Hello. With Lou's dating. I'll tell you about Lou's dating.
Oh, yes.
But on this topic, I was talking to somebody yesterday in a different country, firstly.
Right.
We had a conversation about hair products because he's a barber. I'm a hairstylist. He asked me over the phone, over a video call, if I used a certain hair product. And I was like, never even heard of it. I was like, so I Googled it. And then he was like, oh, have you heard of this one? And I didn't Google the other one. So I was like, oh, how's it spelt? And he spelt it out. And I was like, oh, yeah, I have heard of that. Got off the phone and I had 2 adverts come off my phone for this product that I've never heard of in my life.
Oh my God, I hate it.
Absolutely. I was like, I'm running away now.
But also, I do have this, maybe it's just like me being on TV at a young age and sharing too much of my life, but like, because we accepted in that time that we were basically bugged and that everything was being filmed all the time. So I just became accustomed to that. It was like, I'm an X Factor, but I'm also on Big Brother.
But I'm,
yeah. So
yeah, it's true.
I don't think I've anything to hide.
Yeah.
Like, if a TV show came to me tomorrow, I'm like, I'm just going to film your whole life.
You're like, okay.
I'd be like, sure. Like, I'm really boring.
Yeah.
So.
You're not. But Siri would be like, I could tell you her life already.
Yeah, like, even my Google search history, like,
Yeah.
I would be happy enough to show that to anybody, even if it is weird.
I mean, I'm the same. I'm open. Like, I don't have things to hide either, but I just kind of have a love-hate relationship for the fact that everything is just so accessible. But I'm also like, stop listening to me. But I kind of like it because I
handy.
really was looking for that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a weird one. I think they theorized that it's, obviously, Facebook can't hear you.
Yeah.
Because there's no mic in it, but the Messenger app can.
Yeah. Oh, whew.
Because it's got a mic, and you have to enable the mic.
Of course, yeah.
So I was like,
and there we are, ticking that big box by enabling the mic.
Yeah, but like I've accepted that I've given all my data already. Like,
Yeah.
It's all there.
It's true.
Like it's too late.
Type my name into Google.
Yeah, like,
And
but
you're
it's
fine.
not even that. It's just like even my personal like websites and stuff that I use under my own name and all that kind of stuff. It's like, oh no, it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just signed off my information. Oh,
Yeah.
look, I've just connected that to my Facebook.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what we've all. Yeah, it's true. It's
everybody's done it. That's how you get spam emails, and that is how
Yeah.
you get those annoying spam phone calls.
What I'm annoyed about is I wake up every day to a spam email. Just going to be really open here. A spam email that's from a company offering me penis enlargement tablets. Like
Beautiful.
every day for
I'd
the
love a
last
bigger
6
cock.
months. Yeah, me too. But also, I'm a bit like, what the fuck? What the hell
How
did
am I
I
getting
click on?
this? Yeah.
I don't even have a dick.
Like, no, that's weird, dude.
Right?
Although I find the whole like sex toy and stuff industry really funny as well.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I love the memes that are like, the other day, there was one, it was really funny. Let me see if I can make it actually sound funny now that I'm remembering it. It said, girls should apologise for farting through their vagina through sex. And then the woman underneath had commented, how about you fill my vagina with dick and not air?
Yes.
And then you swiped right and it was just an advert for sex toys. I was like, wow, okay.
I don't know how the sex that industry survives though, because okay, a lot of my friends do adult content, and one of them bought an enlargement tool.
Oh, okay.
One of these pumps.
Yeah.
A big tube, put the thing in.
Wow.
You know.
Does it work?
Well, this is where their issue was. It didn't work for them. Like certain air was getting out while they were trying to use the pump, so it just wasn't working.
Oh god.
And they went to return it. Well, get their money back because it didn't work.
Sorry, your dick's been inside this. Like.
Yeah, right. So that was like, I was like, what do they do in that scenario?
Oh god, yeah.
And they give you a full refund.
Oh.
And they let you just keep it because they're like, we can't do anything with it.
Okay. Oh right. Wow.
So I was like, well, you just got a free cock pump.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what do
I
you
don't
do?
know how it survives, but I mean, the sex injury.
Injury. I mean, that's a whole different story.
Different
Jesus.
conversation. One thing I want to ask you is what's happening in your life now? Because the last time I saw you was, what, 9 months? Was it longer?
Basically a year ago.
It was.
Yeah.
And that was at the show at the chapel?
Union Chapel, yeah,
Yeah.
in London.
Which was lovely.
What's going on in my life?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm about to hit the road again.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going home to do 2 gigs. By the time this comes out, God only knows what I'm actually doing. But I'm just going home to do some Irish gigs. I'm playing my hometown's Pride Festival,
Oh my god.
which is amazing.
Yes.
It's their 2nd ever Pride.
Yes, that is going to be
And
so great.
My brother's actually on the committee.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, because he's an openly gay man, and his partner Jamie is also on the committee.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Is this the brother that got married?
He's getting married.
He's getting married.
So I have 3 brothers.
Yeah.
2 of which are married.
Yes.
He's getting married, I think, next year.
How amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so good. Pride in Ireland.
I know, right? It's
In
gonna
your
be interesting.
hometown.
Yeah, because like
That'd be
I've
so
been
good.
to Belfast Pride when I was like 15.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually really. I've accidentally gone to Prides because
Yeah.
I've been in London.
Oh,
And I'm like,
what's this colourful place?
all the queers are out.
Amazing.
I love it. So I've not actually gone to a Pride
That's
on
so
purpose
good.
in a
And
long
you're
time.
performing.
And I'm performing. Yeah.
Great.
So I'm excited because like
So good.
I love the gays.
Yeah.
I'm a queer woman myself, so I'm like,
Yeah.
sweet, get to
Yes.
feel at home. So it'll be interesting. I can't wait to see if we have any protesters.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be,
That'd be fun.
so well arranged.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't talk about. Jana has a rule.
Yep.
Where she doesn't. Since getting my BPD diagnosis, and accidentally outing someone I was dating, and him essentially just getting a bunch of stalkers.
Yep.
Not my
We don't
best.
talk about that side.
We don't talk about Bruno. So since that moment, because that guy was really nice. I was, oh my god, I was seeing this guy. He was like 30 something, had a kid, was raped to shit, but was emotionally competent.
Great.
Couldn't believe it.
Fuck's
He's
sake.
literally read like the 5 love languages, knew about attachment styles, knew like how to communicate and
Oh my
verbalize his
God.
emotions.
Tick, 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 tick.
We were in the car on the way to his house on like the first time I'd ever like met him, because we met online and then met up whenever the pandemic was coming. And like he just was like, I don't know where the conversation came from, but basically he was like, oh yeah, no, I was doing this thing and yeah, it really made me feel like blah blah blah. I started talking about his feelings. I was like, you could have heard my knickers land.
You're like, I do. I will.
I
Yes.
do.
Let's go now.
Yeah, like literally. But I let them go because for not good reasons. But we won't go into that.
No.
Was I ready for someone to actually love me?
Yeah.
No.
Are we ever?
Well, I'd like to think so now.
Yeah.
I like to think I've done enough like self work.
Yes.
That it would
Well,
be
we
fine.
deserve it. Is what
Exactly.
we deserve.
But I wasn't ready for someone
Yeah.
who's actually going to like look after me.
Look after you, yeah, and
I
not
just-
pity you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I screwed that up. So good
Bravo. Well
job.
done.
But since then, because, you know, people find him, I vouched that I wouldn't talk about my
Yeah.
current or like what I was doing kind of things.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't on like dating apps
It's
or anything
best.
like that. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, I don't need to tell you guys
Yeah.
about what I'm doing. I think I would become more open if I started going on dating apps again.
Yeah.
Because I have to, so people don't block me
Yeah.
and get my
Yeah.
account reported and stuff.
God,
You know what I mean? So if I
Yeah.
make a return,
Yeah.
I'll announce it. But like, as for like the way that my dating life is going at the minute, like I'm like, oh, I'm not even gonna share that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
I mean, the fact that I've got like 0 followers in comparison to you, the people that in my life that are interested in what I'm doing, I'm already like, it's not your business. So I don't
Mind
even
the
know how you do
business.
it.
Yeah. Well, it's more so I feel bad because like with the BPD and stuff, like I could paint somebody out to be a villain even when they've done nothing wrong,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like if
Mhm.
I'm in an episode, I'm like, they done this, they're blah
Yeah.
blah blah, but never give context.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's the thing.
Not
yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
all. So I find that really scary. Like I don't want to, you know, because someday I'm hoping somebody is going to be stupid enough to put a ring on my finger.
It's not stupidity.
No, but right, like my rule
Yes.
is like it's like
It's
Cardi B
gonna
says,
happen.
like if there's no ring on my finger, you're not going on my Instagram.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one's gonna know.
So JD, the new
Mhm.
Cardi B,
Absolutely.
says exactly the same.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
when I heard that
but
lyric in a
also-
song, I was like,
Yes, yes.
you get it.
Yeah, and also I think, you know, like you said earlier, you know, Siri, the world, everybody knows everything about you. It's nice to not to have something that's yours.
Yeah, but also I do get paranoid
I know.
because you know
I
I've been
know.
cheated on in the past, and
I know.
when a man doesn't post me on their gram,
Yeah.
or a girl don't post me on this, I'm like, what are you hiding?
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
want your followers to know.
I know.
Huh?
This is a trauma response
It is.
to being cheated on
It is.
and going for all the fuck boys. Sorry,
That's what I
fuck boys
did.
are- Yeah.
For so many
Yeah,
years. That's
yeah.
all I could handle.
I mean, yeah, same. Like the fact that I think this is like our second conversation ever. And we're like, yep, me too. Yeah. Oh my God, me too. Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so bad though.
But it's funny because I, since then, have done a little bit of life coaching, which has like brought me to a place that has really made me look in, not just look back on, you know, trauma or where it's come from or my dad or whatever. It's made me really be like, I go for these guys because I genuinely believe I'm saving them. Like, because I know I'm a good person. I
Yeah.
know that. I'm a good person. I
Yeah.
have good intentions. I'm not perfect, but I'm a good person. I live with good intent.
Mm.
I think I go for people who want to screw me over or don't want to.
But
They
do.
love bomb me. They become obsessed. We
Mhm.
become obsessed in this like, you know, thing, and then I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't care that you're a drug dealer. I don't care that you've been to jail. I don't care that you've done all these things that my
Mm.
mum would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not judgmental.
I'm not judgmental at all because
but to your detriment.
my detriment, because
Yeah.
you have, you know, a fucking secret wife at home, or you
Has
have
that happened to you?
Has that happened to me? Has it happened to me? Yeah, I've
What?
I've been in multiple situations.
Wait, you're gonna have to tell me a little bit about that one because,
Gosh,
like, oh my god, what?
Okay, so I will tell you. I'll tell you in brief one situation that was more
Yes.
serious in my life and kind of like majorly brought me to this place now where I'm like, okay, I really have to look at myself because I don't ever want to be in that again, because this person was probably one of the loves of my life.
Yeah. And the cycle's repeating, and you want to stop it.
I want to stop it
Yeah.
because I can't go down recovery constantly.
Mhm.
So one situation was I'll tell you the lighter situation first, not
Okay.
the love of my life. So
Okay.
I met somebody, we got on really well.
Mhm.
I actually wasn't initially attracted to him, to be honest. I wasn't like blown away and like
it's always the one
yeah.
that you had to convince yourself to like.
And I was like, oh, he's like kind of like constantly onto me. But what's also kind of a bit bizarre was he had followed my private Instagram for about a year before that, and I hadn't realised. But I had accepted this private Instagram because I thought it was somebody else I knew. But then when I found out it wasn't, and I didn't know this person, I was kind of just like, oh. You know when you see someone's Instagram name and you're like, oh, they followed me for so long, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they've done nothing wrong.
Right. So I hadn't really realised there'd been a bit of a build-up of obsession before this, up until the point we were like hanging out, and then he was like, oh yeah, that's me. And I was like, what? That's weird, but I kind of liked it. I was a bit like, it's kind of sexy. No, it's fucking weird.
No,
but
it's a red
okay,
flag.
yeah, massive red flag. I mean, like my hair is probably pink because I have so many red flags being like,
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh, they're in the background.
I'm colorblind.
Yeah, right.
Red's my favorite color.
Oh, I love red. So anyway, so we were like meeting up all the time. He was coming over, like we were chilling out in all my spare time. It was like we would just do cool stuff. We started sleeping together, and it was great, like amazing sex, like great. Everything was like tick, tick, tick. All my friends were like, he's kind of different to other people that you've dated before. Like, he's kind of like a good guy. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, his story was that he lived in East London with 2 flatmates, and he was always working. He was genuinely always working. Like, he would do things like, I woke up one day and he'd like hung my mirror up in the other room for me, and because he had been laying on the floor for ages.
Access
I love
service.
that you're literally like, oh yeah. You're the same as me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I love you.
Well, no, I hate when people do that, actually. No, I fucking do.
Really?
No. When
Why?
acts of service is the opposite of my love language.
Oh no, me too.
Yeah.
I'm
No, 'cause
physical
I'm
touch
like-
and words of affirmation.
I get guilty.
Yeah,
I'm like, you've done this nice
yeah.
thing for me. No, I have to do a
What
nice
do you
thing
want?
for you.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I hate it because I feel indebted
Yeah.
to that person.
Oh, that's
But for
so
other people, I'm like, that's so cute.
Yeah, that's so
For me,
cute.
get fucked.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was cute behavior at the time, and I was like, oh my god, wow, okay, maybe I really am not seeing the things that all my friends were saying, like, yeah, like, he dresses differently to how you're used to or whatever, but he's a good guy and he works really hard. And anyway, one weekend he called me every day, and he was at work, and he was like telling me about this job. He was like, I'll call you back. He was like, oh, hold on a second, I'll call you back. And I heard him talking to a guy in the background. He never called back, ever. He
Ever.
Disappeared. Yeah.
Ghosted.
So what I do, because, you know, my brain doesn't go to, oh my God, there's like, you know, got to be someone else involved. I go to the extreme. He must have died. Because why else would he not talk to me, right?
Yeah.
He's dead. Like, he's got to be dead. I knew that he'd cycled to this faraway place for this job. So I was like, I'm not joking. 5 days later, I was on police reports. I had phoned hospitals. We weren't even a couple, but we were talking
everything
every
but the
single
label.
day. So I was like, this is bizarre. And then I was like, but I've also realised I know nobody else in his life. I started to put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, yeah, he's not on Facebook. I was like, this is really odd. Anyway.
Oh, if they don't have,
Another thing that people should probably know is that I'm a really good detective. So I'll find
You're a
everything.
woman.
Yeah, a woman.
Yeah.
A woman.
I honestly feel like
on a
we need to
mission?
be employed by the MI5 or whatever.
100%.
Yeah.
So I went digging, and I found this old personal trainer page of his on Facebook. And I was like, okay, interesting. There are 5 people that follow it. So I was like, who are these 5 people? They all had the same surname. So I was like, cool.
Oh, no.
It was his family members. I was like, great. So I sent a message to 3 of them. One, his sister, his brother, and his cousin or something. So I was just like, hey, I'm like a friend of so-and-so. Like, this is the situation. I'm just a bit worried. Anyway, one person got back to me and was like, oh, like, hey, I spoke to him yesterday. Like, he's cool. Like, so I then was going to be like, give me that number. But I was like, but the number I'm calling like isn't working. Anyway, he was like, oh, no worries. I've just spoken to his wife and he's cool. He's at work. I was like, his wife? I hadn't messaged his sister. I'd messaged his wife on Facebook.
Oh my God.
So the woman I thought was his sister, I then looked in her account and there are wedding photos. There are, like, she lives in the house with him in East London. And I mean, she definitely knew about me because I tried to look for her on Instagram and I had been able to see her account the day before I'd messaged or something, thinking it was the sister. Then when I discovered it was the wife, she'd obviously seen my message and she was obviously like, who the hell is this person? I think what had happened is she'd caught him. She'd seen stuff. She must have done. For him to just ghost like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, great. And that was a really shit situation because I had no closure I couldn't talk to him. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
couldn't
over.
be angry at him. It
Cold
was
turkey.
like, yeah. And it was really shit. But it was such a kind of quick, like, it was almost like I was like, instinctively, I knew anyway. That's why my friends, I almost felt like they were like, oh no, but he's good for you. And I was like, is he? I don't think he is, type of thing, right?
The gut was always there.
Right. But the other situation was a lot bigger, spiraled over a lot longer period of time. And he absolutely like love bombed me. I love bombed him. Like, it was intense the moment we met.
Proper whirlwind.
Proper whirlwind. And we went from like intensively talking for 4 hours a day, dating, to being in a relationship, falling pregnant with his baby, and obviously unplanned, and being like, yeah, I'm going to keep it, to finding out that he in fact was still very much with the woman he'd been with for 10 years and she was also pregnant at the same time as me.
No.
And yeah, I miscarried, didn't have the baby, and it was honestly the biggest blessing that could have happened. But on this whirlwind of all these lies and all of this thing and this other woman living at home in his house, I suffered 2 years nearly of this horrendous heartache trauma and constantly bringing him back in, this kind of gaslighty behavior, the narcissist word, you know, this thing on top of being a single mum, on top of the breakdown of my relationship that I still 4.5 years later can't even solidly tell you why my relationship broke down with the children's dad, but it broke down and I just had to accept it because he no longer wanted to be in a relationship. You know, so being on this journey, finding ways to try and understand, did I want to tell the girlfriend that her partner had got me pregnant and been with me for 2 years, and I was his girlfriend? I'd met all of his friends and half of his family as his girlfriend. Did I want to tell her? Yes, I wanted to tell her.
Did you?
No. Did I want to expose him and hurt him and ruin his life? Yes, I wanted to. But did I want to destroy her life? No, I didn't.
Oh no, but I can come at you from the other perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was dating a guy for quite a long time. We'd been on and off. But like, I think at that point, at this point, I had officially said, right, let's try it again. Whatever, like, we'll balls to the wall it, right? Because this guy turned up at my house and he say anything to me from his car. So he held his phone up above his head, playing music from his car with the song, whatever that is from that movie.
Wow.
Trying to get me to come out, because we'd had like so long of like being on and off, or like on for 8 months and all this bullcrap. Anyway, so he comes over and I didn't notice it was happening. My housemate was like, she's in the shower.
Oh my god. She's missed it.
Yeah, well actually I was like in my room, but like I had my noise cancelling headphones on. I'd just come back from the gym.
Yeah.
And I went to put them on charge, so I went to the window. It was a big massive window, and I looked down and he's like talking to my housemate. I was like, what the frick has gone on here? So anyway, he comes in and he's obviously doing the whole grovel begging, like, I've changed, everything's changed, you know. And I just was like, I don't know if I feel that way. I don't know if I'm ready to just open my arms and walking back into my life. I'm not. Anyway, we did end up seeing each other for quite some time, and there's so many things that happen in this timeline. Oh my god.
Of course,
There's multiple things that I should have jumped the ship. But I didn't. Right? I don't know which story to tell you first. What would you rather hear about? How I found out he was basically in everyone's DMs? Or when we were like properly officially in a relationship, and how I found out he'd been messaging other women?
That.
Okay, you're picking this card. So this happened after I found out that he was in whatever.
Yes.
So I am about to go on stage, but it was an online gig and it was at the old headquarters. And I'm just there, my musician's there, the piano player, and we're running through the set and everything's fine. And this guy I'm seeing, we'd been official for like over a month at that point, but bear in mind, like
with all the other
with
history.
all the other history,
Yeah.
and also like a month or 2 months of me having him on trial just to like prove that he actually wanted to be with me or whatever. But
so he was on best
after
behavior
that,
at that
right?
point.
So that had happened. He turned up at my house the 16th of August. We got together officially the 6th of September, right? 6th of September. This happened on the 29th of October.
Wow, yeah.
Right?
Full 6 weeks. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's messaging me and he's saying like, oh, I really want to take you to Cornwall, like blah blah blah. Okay. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like going there meant a lot to him. I've since reclaimed that place and I go there all the time because I like it. But anyway, oh, he was messaging me like, oh, like, you know, blah blah blah, and all these feelings, and like he wanted to take me to his special place and blah blah blah. I just check my phone. This is about 20 minutes before stage time. I open my Instagram DMs and I never really checked the requests.
Oh no.
And there's a message from this girl that literally just says, in case you're more than friends like he says you are, all of the screenshots.
Oh.
Everything.
Oh.
Conversations from that day.
Oh.
I miss you messages. Going over like why they like why it like fell apart for them, like him begging for her back.
And you're 15 minutes from going on stage?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Might have been longer actually. No, I think it was a wee bit longer. I think I might have had an hour.
Oh my
I'm
god.
fucking dying.
Yeah.
And obviously my stomach just fell out.
Yeah, of course.
And
You
I
gave
was-
birth.
I did.
Was it a...
Oh, it was instantaneous. So I messaged her back, obviously, and I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? And I was like, can I have your number? Like, can we have a chat about this? So she gets on the phone. She was the one who was like Mrs. CSI.
Yeah.
She found out about every girl. Not every one of them, but at least 4.
Yeah.
5, actually.
Wow. Busy guy.
Right? Okay, so she sent me like everything, like to the point where he'd like sent the same nudes to both of us. Yeah, everything.
A reused nude.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Know how it makes you feel more special?
Oh my god. So he's like the what's that guy? You know, the Netflix program.
Tinder Swindler.
Yeah, Tinder Swindler. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So we're on the phone and she's explaining everything that's been going on, right? Basically, he turned up at my house on the 16th, begging for me back, trying to prove his love for me. Met up with her on the 27th.
Oh my god.
They didn't have intercourse because she just had, like, I think she might have had, like, a labiaplasty or something.
Nice.
Nice, right?
So nice.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but they still did
Wow.
other things. Okay? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So she's telling me everything. And then she's telling me about other girls and blah, blah, blah. And, like, this other girl in this different country. And I was like, oh my god, but he was messaging me during that time. And then I'm talking to this other girl and then finding out that he'd be messaging her for like the whole thing. And I was like, oh my god, what is happening? So everything started to make sense.
And then it's mad, isn't it? Because unless you're in the situation, when you talk about it, like even you talking about it now, I'm like, God, that's crazy. Like, oh, it's horrible. I know those feelings, but those feelings feel far removed. When you're in it, you want to die because
my
you're
God, yeah.
literally like, hold on a second. Every single conversation, every single bit of everything that we have just shared for the last however fucking long was a lie.
Yeah.
And then that's it. It starts to all peel away.
Yeah.
And that, wow.
My whole world is fucking
So,
crashed.
okay, my question there is, would you have rather she didn't tell you?
I wanted her to.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it put everything in perspective for me.
Okay, so I'm going to hit you with like another little bit of information from my story and ask you whether you think in my shoes I still should have said, because there are opportunities that I could. I haven't, because for me, her life has been 12 years with this person and they now have a baby together and she knows that he's guilty as charged.
But you don't know.
I think she's aware of him. Like they've been in situations before, but she definitely doesn't know the extent.
Yeah.
But she does. Their child is named.
No, don't want.
I swear to God, a name that got brought forward. I can't actually say the name because I don't want to expose
Redacted.
that. But I will say that a name was put forward And he said, yes, I want that to be our daughter's name. And when he said to me, if I didn't love you, why would I be naming my daughter this? And let's just say it's very similar to my name.
Oh, it's
No, it's
to your name.
literally my name. It's literally
And
what
that was the
people
name
call
of
me.
his-
Yeah. So the next level is, I didn't want to break this person anyway. She should know absolutely what she's in, but she's now on the next level where she's with a child whose name, the moment she hears who I am and knows the entire story, her child is essentially he's encouraged her to name his child after me, and told me, if I didn't love you, why would I name my child after you? Right.
Okay, so my solution to that?
Is write a book.
Yes. Other solution, make a fake Insta.
Yeah.
Burn her Insta.
Yeah.
Send screenshots that obviously don't include your name or anything of that
Yeah.
kind of nature. But any kind of receipt that you have that doesn't give your identity away.
I mean, everything in my life would destroy his life. But then, yes, it's saving her. Yes. But my other thing also is, he has a child. And I'm like, I'm not saying I want him to continue his behaviour. He'll continue it elsewhere. But then there's such a fine line between me being the information bearer and being like, I don't want anything to do with this and you and this situation. And then me also being caught up in the middle of all of it and being blamed for everything. And
no, I don't think anyone's going to blame you, especially if you do it from a burner. You're just like, here's the information. And if the chances are that he's doing it multiple times,
then
he's not going to know he's going to be like,
true.
which one?
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? Just enough info for her to be like, this is the situation, but not enough info to like out yourself, I would say. Only because even if I was married and I had a kid with someone, I'd want to know, because it would be like, you reevaluate everything that's been there, and it's not actually real. Like,
no, entirely. I think I just went through, I needed to heal from my situation, because
you were hurt.
I loved him, like,
oh my god,
beyond, and in so many different ways. But he had become this person that I needed. I needed him. And I think I needed to recover from that before even trying to be like, I'm going to try and save someone else or protect someone else or destroy someone else. Like, I know it's not me destroying her, but it's that thing of, okay, right now, well, how much can I carry? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it's more like when you're ready to do it. It is something I would say to do.
But it's so shit, isn't it? That we're, as
but
anyone,
when that
is
woman
put into
messaged
that
me,
position,
I was just so grateful. I even said it to her on the phone. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you for trusting your gut.
No,
thank you for doing this, because like I never would have known.
You could get out,
because I'm a dumb bitch. So like I never would have put one and one together. When it comes to love, I'm stupid. I am so dumb. I admit that. Like, full out. When it comes to matters of the heart, I should not be trusted. Someone needs to babysit me. Like, quite literally. So
the love babysitter.
So whenever like I got all those messages, I was so grateful to her. And obviously I went on her Instagram page.
Oh yeah,
she
of course.
looked like a Megan Fox. Okay, she was beautiful, and I had to tell her, I was like,
God damn it,
girl, you're out of his league, you dumbass. Get out while you can. I basically I had spent like 10 minutes hyping her up. I was like, you do not need this. You do not need this. I
mean, that is like the ultimate outcome, really. You know, you're both saved from the situation, and it's like, you can both be like
trauma bond over how much of an asshole they are.
Thank God. Totally. And I would love that to be the case if it was the other way around, but I just don't think it would be. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard, but
it's definitely like something I've played with, and it's not that I don't want her to know the truth. 100% I do, but I'm also like, it's so much deeper now that there's a child involved.
No, I know.
And
it's so
also, don't forget, I have said to him in the past, like, I'm not someone to throw threats around, but I'm like, I could just tell her, like, and he's like, I know you could just tell her. I mean, in fact, he's like, he broke up with her at one point while she was pregnant. So classy. So classy.
What a great guy.
Such a great guy.
Yeah.
But to me, at that time, I was like, this means he loves me. He truly wants me. Truly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like, this is going to work out. It's going to be fine. And then lots of the lies came out, and, he'd snuck off to the baby shower, and he'd done all these different things. And
the whole thing unravels.
And I was becoming this, like, obsessive...
crazy person.
Yeah. So, I decided to write a book instead.
Yeah.
That's where that came in. And I
What
was
is
like,
the book about?
so it's called Addicted to Love.
Love it.
And it's literally about, it's fiction, non-fiction. So it's all about my life,
Yeah.
but I've characterized. The main character is me.
Yeah.
But she's not called Lou. And it literally just explores everything in terms of addiction and love as something that you can be addicted to.
Yeah, people forget about that.
Yeah.
People forget that SLA exists as well.
Right. You don't need to take a drug. You don't need to smoke. You don't need to have alcohol to just be addicted to those things.
Nope.
Those, you can be addicted to love.
Mm-hmm.
And I was addicted. I am addicted. Hello, my name's Lou and I'm addicted to love. So the book is essentially about the exploration of love in all its forms.
Yeah.
Loving family members who you believe you should love because you should love them, right?
Yeah.
Because they're your family, you should love them. But it's okay not to love them. But it's the battle of, these things.
Yeah.
It's that, but I tell it through stories. So
Amazing.
I started it again as a catalyst for my children. When I was going through, I started writing to them. Yeah, I started writing about. It was like I was writing a letter to them to say this is what to avoid. Like, mummy's been in this situation, and then it quickly kind of became chapters, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I shared it with a few people, and they were like, what the hell? You can write? And I was like, yeah, I kind of
Apparently
can.
you can.
Like, I can. And and then I want it to be, I'm like 13 chapters in, and ideally I want it to be something where girlfriends are voice noting each other, being like, oh my god, I'm at the bit where she says she did this in school, and do you remember that guy that we did this with? Oh my god,
Yeah.
I want it to be relatable. I want it to fill women with confidence, and men, but women, I'm writing from a woman's perspective, with the confidence that whatever your journey has been in love, you are going to be okay, because we can pull through the addiction side of things, and you can figure out what parts of it is that's pulling you in this direction, and what parts that are okay and what parts aren't, what's healthy, what's not.
Yeah.
I don't know where the book's going to end up yet. I don't know. I don't want it to be a self-help book. I don't want it to be something that's like, I'm telling you what to do.
No, people don't like that.
No, I just want it to be relatable, and I want people to love it. So
it's so funny because literally I've been talking online about doing because on my last book the only thing I didn't talk about was sex, love, and relationships. And I've had so many fucked up stories.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
That I'm like, I might just make a mini book, like a novella.
Yes.
Of just like
awful
tales.
Yes.
For no reason.
Literally.
Not saying
but
like
people would want to
I've
read
changed.
that. Yeah.
Not saying they've changed.
Yeah. And this is kind of what my book is. It's like it's tales of this situation. I can link it back to this is probably why, but hey.
Yeah. Why are you thinking about like ending it? Are you like,
I'm just not sure. I'm not sure.
Do you think she should just end up in a SLA meeting?
Yeah, probably. She'll end up at the podcast here.
Yeah, literally.
I don't know. We'll see.
I sent someone to SLA once.
Did you?
Yeah, SLA, by the way, is Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous.
Yes. And you sent someone. You were like, you need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Did I never tell you this?
No.
Oh my god. I was dating this girl who was mental. She seemed totally normal at the start. I won't go into all the details, but basically we ended up seeing each other. Even the first night I ever stayed at hers, something wasn't right. You know,
you just knew.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, especially in that time, I had quite a high sex drive. Okay, but something was not marrying up there. I was like, literally to the point where she'd wake me up in my sleep.
What?
And I'm like, I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm tired.
We've done this 4 times already.
Oh my god.
It's time for sleep.
Yeah, okay.
So literally in the morning, again, like the whole thing constantly.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a lot. That's too much.
Too much. So there's a line, right?
Yeah.
So then we hung out even more, and again that line kept getting crossed.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to leave the house.
Yeah.
We can't just. I don't want to stay the whole day in bed. No, this isn't happening. You know what I mean?
Definitely got a problem.
She definitely had a problem, and like it didn't feel like it was coming from an authentic place of like I just want to pleasure you. It felt like something else, and I couldn't really put my finger on it, and it just felt weird. So
she could put her finger on it. Though.
Way. But like, was really intense, like a short period, but really intense.
Yeah.
And like eventually she ended up having like a breakdown in my house, and
Oh.
I basically tried kicking her out, and then she wouldn't leave, and then she ended up staying the night.
Wow.
And I made her sleep in the sofa downstairs, which she was not upset. She was not happy about. She was like, "I want to sleep
Of
in your bed," and I'm
course.
like, "No," because in my head I'm
Yeah.
like, "If you sleep in my bed, you're gonna try and fuck me, and I don't want
Yeah,
to."
and I'm red raw.
Yeah, literally, the bean has disappeared. It's done, right? So anyway, I eventually got her kicked out the next day. So on my way out, basically, I was like, "Right, you need to go to this thing."
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
promised me she would, and she did, and then she flew home to Italy the next day.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Bravo to you. Well done.
She was like so grateful though. She was like,
Wow.
"You literally, you know, I
Well,
never would have
saved.
known."
You saved everybody else that would have ever encountered that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Intense,
Yeah, that is intense.
but oh god. Anyway, we could sit here, and
we could
I
talk
know that I could
forever.
exchange a million stories with you that I've never told
know.
you.
I know.
But
We
that's,
could go on. That's us.
But I love it. But
Yeah.
that's even more exciting for your book.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if that's what someone's into, like if you love having a good gossip with the girls over the
Right.
past stories,
Yes.
like I feel like that's what people are going to get from this book.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I just want it to be relatable. I want people to be like, I've been in that shit situation, but I can still be bossing it as a single mum and doing a great job.
Yeah. But
Looking
like
25.
I know. I'm so jealous. I don't even have a kid
Shut
and I look
up.
older than you.
No, you do not.
Like I just love, like, if it's authentically you, I know people will relate to it.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
so true. So I'm excited for that, and I obviously will be plugging that
Oh,
whenever
thank you.
that happens, whenever that is.
Thanks.
No rushing, but I really want to read it.
I'll send it over.
Yay! But Lou, thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you.
over. And guys, all of Lou's links will be in the description if you want to go have a nose, if you want to see what she's about. I do recommend following her. She's like a little ray of sunshine.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, guys. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you have any guest suggestions, topic requests, or feedback, then hit me up in the YouTube comments. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you never miss an episode, or sign up to the Patreon for even more content. Have a happy day.